父さんと3人でラーメン屋へ入った。
この間父さんに風力発電がダメならどうして水力発電に挑戦しないのかって。水力発電に昔の父さんには挑戦したはずだって。
すいません、悪いけど急いでくんない？
ドキッとして水力発電に人に頼ろうとしてた。お前に言われて本当にドキッとした。ドキッとした。ドキッとした。風力発電がダメなら本当にドキッとした。
店閉めますから急いでお願いします。
はい、水力発電に風力発電がダメなら。
すいません、もう店閉めますから。
子供がまだ食ってる途中でしょうが。
Okay, how's that? How's the volume balance? Let me know. You should be able to hear me. I'll talk a little bit more just to let you get a feel for how the volume balance is. I feel like this is how I had it before, so it should be more or less good, but let me know. Thanks for tuning in so early. On what is a new laptop since last time I streamed, so everything should be pretty responsive and not too much delay between the chat and everything. Same camera. mic headset is at the max. Once I shove the actual headset into my mouth, which is what I have now done, but so I should figure all the kinks back out. I was forgetting something. I had to change my shirt. Hope that the cat macchiato does not knock down the camera. You can sit up there. That's fine. Just don't be knocking shit down. So I need to look at that. Now I should really do this. So let's do this. Okay, so to make this more easy on myself. This is that, and then because see, I can do this, but this is up. This is like above me, so it can get a good angle looking down. But if I'm looking here at the chat, yeah, it was muttering, sorry. So if I'm looking here at the chat, I'm not looking at the camera. But if I Okay, now can you hear me? I mean, I guess that would make sense if you can hear me now. You didn't hear me tell you to say aardvark? Okay, let's see here. Okay, so now, yeah, I accidentally tied the mic to this camera, which in hindsight was a bad idea. So I guess I'll just turn the music down a little more, and you guys can turn your speakers up. It's just unless, I mean, I'll look here, but I think it's just a shitty mic. It's at max volume in OBS. And I don't think there's anything else I can do here. Equalizer, I mean, yeah, mic volume is all the way up. Device settings. Yeah. I mean, I could go into the equalizer and just boost every frequency, but I'm not sure if that's going to help. Okay, that's not for the mic anyway, that's for the audio to me. Yeah, the mic is... okay, turn that off. Yeah, okay, so let's just go, let's do negative, yeah, 12.5 for the music. So I wonder, if I add a second instance of just the same mic, will that double it up and make it twice as loud in OBS? I mean, I guess I can try right now. Did my voice just get louder, or is it still the same volume? And I hope it didn't just blow out everyone's eardrums. Oh, it just harmonized me? With like a little delay, okay, yeah, fuck that. Okay. Alright, well that's fine. And yeah, okay, so what I'll do, I'm just gonna jank it this time. Take this, make it smaller. See, I don't have a place to put this is the thing, so I'm gonna have to rework the layout. I guess I can just, here. Picture in picture. There. How's that? And so, yeah, normally, you know, this won't be here, and this will be down, so this will be the normal view, and so it's not just my face twice, but yeah, I think that'll work. Set the, yeah, okay, let's go a little more this way. That's fine. Okay. I'm gonna consider that worked out. Point this back up, because you don't need to look at my computer. Yeah. And that only took 10 minutes, and I wanted to kind of let this mix play out a little bit anyway. So, yeah, I guess I can launch into it now. What happened to my webcam? Why did it stop? Hello? Deactivate. Activate. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what the hell just happened. I guess my laptop got mad at me for moving it. Anyway. Alright, let's do it. That's pretty good, yeah. Okay, let's do it. This is the intro time. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in and coming to check it out. This is the beginning of Season 2 of Bricks and Breaks. I don't know, I keep feeling like it's such a overly silly concept, but, you know, I wanted to be able to do something unique with it and want to be doing something more than just sitting here and looking at the camera. So that's what we're doing. We're doing Bricks and Breaks. We're going to be building a huge Lego coaster and listening to some music. So, in fact, I'm going to, let's see here, do this real quick. Some pictures. Let's pull up what we're doing today. So, oh shit, thank you for the sub! Really appreciate it. Yeah, so this, whatever, we're putting, okay, so yeah, here is today's episode. We're gonna take a look at a couple releases from Zen-Nihon Rekodo, All Japan Records. So yeah, to launch the second season, like, obviously as you can tell, my layout is basically the same, and the general structure of the show is going to be pretty much the same, unless I come up with new ideas. But the one change I wanted to make is, instead of doing random pages out of my book, because that's kind of clumsy and sometimes you get duds, and to make it so, you know, if I choose a 3-track album, then every 10 minutes I'm having to stop what I'm doing and come over here and scramble to change the album info, and it's a nightmare. Oh my god, I got a hype train? Whoa. How do people do this? How do people pay attention to the chat and talk and look at what the hell's going on with all these Twitch gimmicks? But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to just start curating stuff. I'll pick stuff out ahead of time. Get this out of here. Pick stuff out ahead of time, know what I'm going to be talking about going into it. That way I can provide more information, you know, off the cuff, rather than being like, I can't remember what this is, let me look it up, blah, blah, blah. And I felt like for the first episode of the new season, I wanted to do a couple things that a few factors went into why I chose these. Not, you know, easily available just by searching on YouTube or whatever. Things that are kind of old and feel like classics, not like obscure within the obscure of nerdcore. And then also, just this wasn't super important, but I felt like it made sense to hang on, do ones that I actually have physical copies of. I had to actually rescan the cover of the Zelda CD because the existing scan I had was like postage stamp size image from a magazine article. But yeah, that's kind of why I picked out the ones I did, and you know, one of these is all Zelda music, so there's not a whole lot of like, oh, this is sampling this obscure thing to look up for that. But for the other one, I went through and I figured out the samples on it that I hadn't been previously aware of. Oh shit, we hit level 1 of the hype train. Okay. Music down even further? Okay. Yeah. I'll probably, like, I would switch to a different mic, and I probably can. Really, I can. Like, I liked this because I'm listening to the music in these headphones. Just because that's easier for me than having it come out of, like, my stereo, which is over there. And so I like having the headphones on the mic, but yeah, I'll probably, I have a little lapel mic somewhere that probably will work better, so I'll probably try to dig that out and then just switch to regular headphones for next time. I'll test it out at some point maybe. But yeah, hopefully for now at least that balance is a little better. You might have to pump up the volume on your own end, but nothing that I can do about that. And so yeah, right, so I just realized, as always happens, I forgot to do one thing I was supposed to do for this. The other change I'm implementing for Season 2 is after the stream, I'm going to have MP3 downloads of what we listen to available. And how it's going to work, or at least how I plan it to work, but forgot to actually set up, but will have set up before the end of the day, is I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a static link to a folder that's just going to have files dropped in it, but then do a rotating password each week. And what I'm going to do is the VOD will be private for that week, maybe. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with that. Definitely going to wait a week to put it on YouTube. Maybe I will just leave the VOD up on Twitch. But I want it to be, you know, kind of something special for the people who are actually tuning in. And so the plan is I'll do a rotating password each week. And at this point, I think I'm planning to, you know, I'm not going to delete week 1's stuff when week 2 happens. So you tune in for week 2, you can go back and listen to the stuff for week 1 as well. Unless, you know, someone asks me to take it down or that sort of thing. But I think that this is kind of the best way to share with the people who are here and interested, while still respecting the artists, especially the ones who, like, actively don't want their stuff just freely available. You know, I eventually commit, I would say, to having everything archived somewhere, but that's so far down the line that I wanted to do, you know, something in the meantime for the people who are taking the time to come seek this out to enjoy it, even outside and after the stream. So that's how it's going to work. I don't have the folder made, I don't even have the URL set up yet, but probably at the end of the stream I'll make up a URL and send it in the chat. Yeah, I'll probably put it like on a little text box on the screen with the URL and password. Yeah, we'll figure that out though at the end. Yeah, and so I'm just thinking, I'm like remembering back, going through the spiel I would go through at the beginning of every episode, back when I was doing this at the end of last year. And so I think the other things I like to do in the pre-show are any news, and you know, we've got a 6-month backlog of news that I'm not even gonna try to remember or go back to. But one thing that did just go up was LBT. This is, I mean, musically, this is probably nerdcore adjacent rather than pure nerdcore, but love Beer Tracks. LBT just put up a new EP on their Bandcamp from Fies, who I'm not actually familiar with. I haven't grabbed this yet, but it's something new from LBT, so probably cool to check out as always. Everything they put out is really good. It's like, they're not, I feel like LBT is not like, you know, the first thing you think of when you think of nerdcore, but I feel like they're by far, or like, how do you say by far, but slightly less intense, just they've put out so much. They've put out like 50 CDs, including all their CDR releases over like 20 years. So yeah, definitely check that out. And yeah, I'll mention what our pre-show background music is here. So this is a live set from traffic jammies at one of the IRL events I put on at Cafe La Siesta in Kyoto. I think this was 2014. But yeah, I like to, in the pre-show, put on a mix, because a mix is not an album. Okay, let me rephrase it. I like to put on something that isn't on physical media and usually is a little long form, so I can let it play and have it be something that we wouldn't normally listen to in the main show. But yeah, so that I can have it play and just kind of not worry about what's going on in the background until I'm ready to dive into the albums. But yeah, so don't tell anybody, I have lineouts from a number of the events I put on while I was in Japan, and you know, that's a nice thing to throw on for the pre-show, and I've contemplated, like, again, this is like toeing into that I don't want to step on anyone's toes territory, but I've contemplated, like, once a month or once every couple months doing like a rebroadcast essentially, and just putting on a whole event that I have lineouts of that have never been made public. So that might be something to look forward to. And I feel like probably we did one video stream back in December, and I definitely have more stuff along those lines that I can share. And so that can be another thing we can do for like special occasions, meeting goals and stuff. My other arm is blocking my pasty white arm reflected in the light. But yeah, I have almost 100 followers. That's pretty good. And so we can, you know, set goals and say, like, hit this goal, gonna do this thing. Yeah, I don't have a lot planned in advance yet. I only really started feeling like I wanted to start streaming again, like, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then I only really prepared, like, in the past week. But that's how I like to do things, not stress about it too much. But yeah, we should have more stuff to look forward to and have fun doing. And then the other thing I like to do during the pre-show is t-shirt showcase. I saw someone mention it earlier, but this is a classic Nintendo Graphics t-shirt. I got this, I don't remember exactly what year, but one of the years, like 2016 maybe, at M3, at I think the All Japan Records Acid Tamiya booth. They had some dead stock. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. It was the Risk System booth. They had some dead stock Nintendo shirts, and I picked up a couple. That was probably like when they were putting out maybe like Midnight 2 or something. The chiptune compilation, they revived that label to do. But yeah, this is like the classic Nintendo logo on the front, and then I'll do the awkward thing where I turn around briefly, and there's like a destroyed Famicom on the back. I have no idea if that was visible, but yeah, and so I picked this out today. It's not all, you know, sometimes it's hard to have a shirt that's gonna have any relation to what we're listening to. But yeah, Nintendo Graphics, Ani from Nintendo Graphics, Kentaro Ani Fujimoto. He did some of the, I think he did all of the design for the Zelda CD, and then some of the design for Hotline as well. Let me link his Twitter real quick, because he's still active and doing great stuff. He does all these parody stickers that are always really good. Let me see if I can find my shop isn't open right now actually, but yeah, he does like parody stickers and still does lots of logo and graphic design for you know, artists like Omodaka and All Japan Records and all that. And yeah, for Hyperrich too. Yeah, he just before I left Japan, he mailed me a bunch of his like work in progress printouts and stuff for some of the Hyperrich record illustrations. So maybe someday I'll break that out, and I need like one of those little overhead projectors, but yeah, maybe someday I'll break that out and we can look through it. That's what I want to do, you know, eventually, is start digging into more stuff. Some of the stuff that, like, I've gotten or seen but haven't paid attention, haven't, like, fully delved into, to either just, like, being too busy, like when I was putting together the book, or, like, things that I found so early on that I didn't have the Japanese knowledge to read them. And so, yeah, you know, I just wanted to get back into engaging with music, and I want to, you know, just dig into that stuff that I haven't yet, because I put together a whole 400-page book, and then for a while I was like, all right, I've done it. I got the platinum, but there's definitely, you know, plenty more to dig into and prepare appendix. What do you call that? Whatever, for the Nerdcore Encyclopedia, which is available for free on the Internet Archive right now. I'll post the link, even though I'm sure everyone in here already knows it, but you can download a digital version of my book for free from the Internet Archive. Where is the link? I'll get the link. I'll just log in right now and go to my uploads, because it's not my pinned tweet anymore, so I guess I could have gone to my notifications on Twitter. That's gonna be faster. Scroll, there it is. I bet by now someone else has already posted the link. I don't have my OBS window up, so I don't see the chat, but... Oh, no. You guys were waiting for me. How kind. Click on this. Am I still here? I'm worried that... Okay, no, I think the archive was just being slow. But yeah, so this mix is about wrapping up, and I've spent half an hour or so doing the intro at this point, so might as well dive into the first thing we're gonna listen to. And, you know, actually, give me one more second. We'll listen to a little bit more of this, and I'll pull up one more thing on YouTube. Yeah.
Want fine food needs you.
Oh. Yeah, no, that was just a sample from this YouTube ad that got dropped at an offbeat, inopportune moment. Don't worry about it. Okay.
私たち昨日勇気出して初めて行ってみたんだよね。大したことなかったじゃん。緊張してたくせに。
Alright. Let's start listening to Hotline Series 1. I totally forgot about the Lego half of this stream. We'll get into that in a minute. I guess it's good when I have enough to talk about that I forget about that, because that's really just to kind of fill the spaces, but yeah, the producing, just making everything at home is definitely a big time investment, and you know, like, I never even bought a CD duplicator, so all the CDR releases I put out on Allcore, those were burned one by one by one, and many of them also printed with the disc printed with a regular consumer printer in my room. How should we do this? Okay, so I'm gonna do this then. This track is starting. Most of the tracks on this album, there's a lot of build-up. I think that was just kind of the style, or the whatever at the time. So there's a lot of build-up to kind of talk about the album in general and do other things while we play. But first, let's balance our time well and open this box up. Yeah, I don't think I ever had any help, for the most part. There could be things I'm forgetting, but for the most part, that was all, yeah, just by me and me alone. I had some help, in Japan, the pre-order mail orders for the encyclopedia. I had some help with packing those, but that's about it. Okay, so here, I'll spin this around so you can pull the interior box out, and I guess I don't need to narrate this. I can also use this time to talk about what's playing. So yeah, this is the original version of Takahashi Attack by Die Tracks, or in this case, just Die. He really, early on, was going through a bunch of different names. He did some stuff under 893 Records. I'm sure that's like a Japanese number pun, but I can't think of what it would be off the top of my head. Oh no, I'm losing a tiny little fucking ad. I don't care about that. Whew. I don't know if we're going to get to any building today, because I have to sort through all these bags and arrange them by number, and this is only half of them. Oh yeah, well, so just gotta rearrange everything here. So I forgot I have this picture-in-picture, but now I'm not looking at that, so you're just kind of looking at the side of me, but that's okay. But yeah, we got quite a few bags here. I'll start going through them. But yeah, this is the original version of Takahashi Attack by Die Tracks. So it's the main melody sampled is from the NES game. I don't know if it was released on any other consoles, but NES game Star Soldier. It's a shmup. Do they still count as shmups if they're that old? Is there like a time limit for it being a shmup or not? I don't know. But yeah, shmups. It was a NES shmup. If you're not familiar with Star Soldier, but you've played Persona 5 and you got the Famicom in Persona 5, the first game I think you get is a rip-off of Star Soldier, essentially. Drink some water here. I contemplated doing this step of the set beforehand, but I didn't want to lose the sanctity of opening the box. So yeah, the main melody is just sampled directly from the main background music from Star Soldier. But then all the voice samples are from... So I don't know exactly what it is, and we'll get a little more into it after the song ends. Because what I'm going to start doing is, for the more obscure samples, I'm going to try to have like relevant YouTube videos queued up beforehand and pull them up as they become relevant. And so we have one for this. But yeah, the vocal samples are from like a televised game competition, essentially, with Takahashi Meijin, who was like the spokesman for Hudson Soft. Master Higgins in Adventure Island is called Takahashi Meijin in Japan, I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. The narrative of the Adventure Island games is so confusing. But yeah, so a real life guy, Takahashi Meijin, and one other guy in a like televised game competition. And we'll see that in a second. Yeah, it's along that lines of like Game Center CX, that sort of thing. I'm sure possibly both of these people have been on Game Center CX at some point. But yeah, still a few seconds left here.
ゲームは1日1時間。お父さんお母さんの言うことをよく聞いて、お使いも
I'm not sure what this part is sampled from.
それじゃあ次のゲームでまた会おうぜ。ハドソンソフト、これからもよろしくな。じゃあね、バイバイ。
I'm sure that this piece of television, though, was basically, you know, just a glorified ad for these games, like all of The Wizard. But let's just pull up here just for a minute. Gotta go between all these applications, turn on my browser, and so I don't really know. So that was Mori. I don't even know the phone name. Well, Mori Meijin. Which Meijin is like a title, and it just means pro, I guess. Don't criticize my translation skills on the fly. I make no promises. Yeah, I don't know who Mori exactly is. Takahashi Meijin was like the spokesman for Hudson Soft, and then I assume this was a televised thing and basically a, you know, overdone commercial for, I guess, Star Soldier and maybe Hudson Soft in general. I'll let this play just for a minute. When Dytrax plays live, he works this footage into... so when he does live shows, he'll always have like video prepared for it ahead of time, and he'll use footage from this as part of the background video for Takahashi Attack 2006. Because yeah, Takahashi Attack was later remade in 2006, and they put out a CD single of Takahashi Attack 2006, a live version, and then like a whole bunch of just sound effects from Star Soldier. And yeah, I assume the audio from the YouTube is playing, but most, if not all, of the just voice samples in Takahashi Attack are taken from this. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and resume the album if I figure out where to click. Yeah, for some reason that that Takahashi Attack CD single is just like kind of everywhere. I mean, I know it's a pressed CD and it was sold at like Groovy and stuff, but it's surprisingly common and very cheap to find. Oh, I left the browser up. Oops. That's okay. We weren't missing much. But yeah, next track is Hinano from TK and Trophy. I don't really know. Okay, so let me rewind a bit, because I'm supposed to be going into detail, even if some or most of you already know some of the stuff. But Dytrax, aka Die, is probably better known for being one of the two main members of Honda Lady. If you're not familiar with Honda Lady, they're like a techno pop group essentially. But yeah, Die was they're on like indefinite hiatus, but Die is or was one of the two main members. There are so many roller coaster tracks. And yeah, I don't know a whole lot about TK and Trophy. And this is kind of dipping into that realm of like, you know, the information that's easily out there, but that I've never retained because either when I first found it, I didn't have enough Japanese to understand it, or when I found it, I didn't have time to dig into it. Yeah, Honda Lady is great. They have all their albums are on like streaming services, and I think like Otatoy and, you know, places for download purchase as well. But yeah, that's all really great music. We'll have to do a showcase of Honda Lady at some point, I'm sure. That's, you know, this is like very core nerdcore techno, and then there's definitely, we'll get into stuff eventually that strays pretty far from that. But yeah. Anyway, kept trying to say, I don't know a whole lot about TK and Trophy. I think they were mainly part of and active in like the Fukuoka portion or whatever of All Japan Records. But yeah, they never had a really big online presence and stopped being active in like early 2000s. So, excuse me. Okay, so now the challenge is to see if in my table layout here I can fit the instruction manual. That I think will be good. And this is a track that I don't listen to too much. I like the other TK and Trophy track on this CD a lot better. But this one's really good too. And I had never known what this samples, but for both this and the other TK and Trophy track on this CD, I was able to employ my ability to somewhat pick up Japanese lyrics and Google them, or at least Google close enough for it to correct me to what I'm looking for. So I was able to track down everything that's sampled on this CD that I didn't already know what it was. Okay, so as expected, the first bag of this set is really boring stuff. It's just like really just all the minifigures in the first bag. Well, most of them. And like little side builds and stuff, but yeah, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that Strikes Back Records. So Strikes Back Records was a net label in like late 2000s, early 2010s, run by Hujiko Meijin, and it eventually died in like the early 2010s, and most of the stuff on it is unfortunately not easily found, though it's probably all on SoulSeek and stuff. But yeah, put out a lot of like nerdcore and nerdcore adjacent techno. And yeah, there's just a random TK and Trophy release on it with I assume that, you know, it wasn't just like a guerrilla thing where they took existing tracks from CDs that people had and added some remix to call it a release. I assume it was officially sanctioned and they got in touch with TK and Trophy. But yeah, I don't know the story behind it. That might be a thing where, you know, if I just go on the Wayback Machine and find the Strikes Back Records site, they might just have it all right there written and I just never bothered to read it, but who knows. And that's also, you know, something I could very easily just ask Hujiko Pro about. But, you know, I always tried to not be too just pestering with questions all the time, because, you know, try to... But anyway, yeah, like I said, I did look up and find... Let me turn my browser on. So yeah, this is a sample from... what's that? Yoshikawa Hinano? Okay, so it's called Hinano because that's her name. I didn't even read that before. But yeah, just like, I guess a not very popular 15,000 views. Oh, it was just uploaded. But yeah, just a pop song from 97, and you know, this CD came out in 98, so just very contemporary pop. And a cute little breakbeat remix. I'm just gonna start the next track playing. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, I felt like I expected something slightly different. Like maybe I felt like I expected something older, just based on the sound of that track. But no, it was just a contemporary pop song. And so is the other TK and Trophy track on this CD, as we'll find out. And This DQ123456 is, of course, samples from Dragon Quest, music from Dragon Quest, and also some commercials. Dragon Quest, aka for a while Dragon Warrior in the US. I never really played too much Dragon Quest. I played the very first one for probably a couple hours when I was a young child, and then I played probably half of either 7 or 8. I think it was the first PS2 one with the protagonist that essentially is Surge from Chrono Cross. But that's the only... Oh no, I played and beat Dragon Quest Heroes Rocket Slime on the Nintendo DS, so I'm an expert actually. Yeah, this is just a great, very pure early Gabber track. I think I'm making like a, it's like a signboard for the coaster. Yeah, I really like Rocket Slime. I don't remember much of it, but I remember really liking it. Yeah, Ditrax has done a few different Dragon Quest remixes. And I think I misremember actually. I thought they did like a Dragon Quest sampling something in a Honda Lady track, but I think I'm cross-referencing. I was thinking of Big Adventure of Dai, but I think that's something else. Okay, I talked for like 40 minutes. I'll let there be pauses now. Yeah, I was surprised when that 1996 promo CD just showed up on Mercari out of nowhere, because I had never even heard of it. A few weeks ago, DJ Bug posted on Twitter that... Oh shit. Keep forgetting to turn the browser off. Yeah, thank you, I just noticed that. I noticed it because I was about to go back to my browser. A few weeks ago, DJ Bug posted on Twitter about finding his copy of that promotional CD. And let me link both of these things. I gotta remember to, I always like to post the Discogs link to what we're listening to when we start listening to it. And I forgot that there's that. And then yeah, this track is also on it's a promo CD, but oh, that's right. But yeah, it just popped up out of nowhere on Mercari Japan a few months ago and eventually made its way to me. Yeah, I noticed him adding a few things. He definitely has a whole lot. I think he, it's interesting the kind of like social spectrum of nerdcore to J-core that you kind of pick up on, especially if you're like following the artists on Twitter and stuff, or hang out with them in real life. But I think I have to sneeze. No sneeze. I really tried. But yeah, one thing that I kind of picked up on is like the people who, the J-core artists who are really into like early happy hardcore and gabber are the ones who, you know, who are more involved in like, those were the people who were like not making nerdcore, but fans of nerdcore in the moment when it was happening, sort of thing. And so that's why you'll see like DJ Bug have a bunch of like DJ Lucky CDs and old Ditrax stuff, because I think that nerdcore really kind of latched on to that early gabber and happy hardcore, and other styles, but they kind of latched on to and stayed in that moment. Whereas I think where J-core arose is the artists that started to move on and stay contemporary, and then the artists who were influenced by those artists. But yeah, she's right here. Here's her tail. She's laying down next to the camera, but out of view. Gonna pick out all these minifigure legs. But yeah, like DJ Shimamura also is someone who's really buddy-buddy with the nerdcore community, despite being, you know, one of the biggest names in, like, current mainstream J-core. And now, this is the longest song on the CD, and, like, the longest build-up in a track ever. It's like 7 minutes of build-up. And then I'll rephrase that statement to specify in nerdcore, because I know that in other techno there are much longer build-ups, but yeah, anyway. This is another contemporary pop song remix that really caught me by surprise when I found out who it was, but we'll check that out after the track. Yeah, this is... I'm not sure that I like doing all of the minifigs, or most of the minifigs right at the beginning, because it's kind of tedious. I'm just picking out all the hair pieces and all the torsos and legs. And heads, of course, the most important part. Yeah, let's see here. I'm going to tilt this down a little more. And I wonder... Can I zoom a little bit? I might be able to. I guess I'm glad that I had so much to say, but I'm like, oh shit, I was just talking over nearly all of those tracks. So I'll try to space it out a little more. Yeah, I worry about it a little less since I know I'm gonna, afterwards, have the MP3s available, but... Okay, so that doesn't do anything. I think I was trying to zoom in the camera using the, like, Logitech app, but I think I would have had to open that before I opened OBS, and nothing I can do about that now. Alright, where... That can't be all of it. Did I miss a bag? I'm just blind. Oh, I'll start trying to put all these guys together. We got the dark tan pants for the chef. I guess he's a chef. So put the head on him. Sweaty. He's got a sweat drop head. Then they just want him to have this little red baseball cap, which is somewhere. Oh, okay. I guess... I don't know. Who would be wearing this outfit in the context of a roller coaster? Is he just, I guess, a park worker? Because that's like a chef's jacket. Beats me. Anyway, next. Oh, there's a gamer kid. Uh-oh. This guy better watch what he says. Where's the guy? Yeah. I don't know why I said gamer. You'll see in a second. For some reason I saw the pattern on the shirt and thought gamer, not music person. Maybe I thought it was upside down breakout on his shirt. Okay, well I'm sorry. I falsely accused that kid of being a gamer, and this is my apology. I'm just gonna give all of these people their unpleasant faces. This is just someone's mom, I guess. I'm glad that my camera is actually doing a good job focusing for once. I think I mentioned this probably multiple times in Season 1, but at some point my girlfriend pointed out to me that all the female Lego figures have little shading to indicate where their hips are, and that is the stupidest thing ever to me. It's probably my least favorite thing about Lego, is that they give all the female minifigures these feminine waists, but it's the plastic of the minifigure is the shape that it is, so you're not hiding anything. It's very weird. Dang, that 6-minute build-up went by fast. Got another park worker, I guess. Oh, she does not have the hip cutouts. Okay. Okay, it's not all of the women. Hashtag not all Lego women. But it's a lot of them. Yeah, I've always really liked this track. So, there are like 3 or 4 different tracks by TK and Trophy, all titled Odoru Keiseicho, and I don't know exactly what that means. I think that it's referring to the police department, and so I think it just means like dancing police department. I'm not sure. One of the different versions of this track is a remix of the theme from is a remix of Rhythm and Police, which is the theme from Bayside Shakedown, a cop show. But this song, as we'll see, I don't think has anything to do with the police, so I'm not sure why it's called what it's called, but yeah, we got this real cool guy here. Looks like Unknown Henson, voice of Early from Squidbillies. That guy's not very cool, so we won't talk about him. But yeah, so there's an Odoru Keiseicho on the Strikes Back Records release, and then there's an Odoru Keiseicho on private design school, Design Senmon Gakko. And so that's 3, and then there's an Odoru Keiseicho 2 on another CD. So yeah. This guy's wacky. I think the cat knocked my... So I have the camera up on a box to elevate it. But the box is empty. So she's laying on the box and it has created a little dip in the box. So that's when my camera shifted, but that's okay. So this, I had no idea. Let me turn on my browser again. And this one I even tried to Shazam, and it didn't come up. But this is a remix of a #1 hit by Clay. Again from '97. So yeah, I don't want to play too much of that because get into dangerous territory. But yeah, just another contemporary pop song. Because it's sped up, I always thought it was a female vocalist. And again, I expected it to be something older, especially because, I don't know what the equipment and process was like for sampling. It was '97, so CDs. So I feel like you would be able to sample something in good quality, but in that track, it sounds like, a poor quality of something that had to be pulled from like a TV recording or something. And I guess that's just intentional style, and I like how it sounds. But yeah, that always made me think it was something really old, not a pop song from the previous year.
俺は女が好きなんで、もし俺に惚れる女いるなら、俺のところまで連絡してくれ。俺は女が好きなんで、俺は女が好きなんで、俺は女が好きなんで、俺は女が好きなんで、俺は女が好きなんで、俺は女が好きなんで、俺は女が好きなんで、俺は女が好きなんで、
What was I gonna say? Can't remember. And so this is the original version of Soul Chol by Yama, and I don't actually know what this sample is from. I think someone has probably told me at some point, and I just don't remember because he told me like in person, and I didn't remember the name of it. Yeah. I know some of them were like all hardware, and then I know some other people were like mod tracker only. Got this little kid here. He's got some cool buttons. Sorry, some cool pin badges. Or no, I'm sorry, can badges. See, I got it wrong. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is people call them can badges in English. Yeah, so I think all of the times this sample has been used has mainly come from this track, and I don't know what it's from. I should just ask someone at some point, but I don't want to, it's that thing where you like reveal yourself as not quite imposter syndrome, but I was just gonna say like where you reveal yourself as, oh, actually I don't know anything about this. Yeah. Alright, time for the first sticker of this set. So yeah, maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll do the research and figure out what this is sampling. And talk about it next time. Just a little squirrel hanging out by the sign for the ride. Thank you for joining. I don't know, thank you for joining feels like such like a normie thing to say, but when in Rome. I'm gonna do once a week. Yeah, unless, there's something that makes me busy on a Friday. I have Fridays off, so it's a good time for me to do it in the afternoon. Before I was doing like 6 p.m. Or 4 p.m. It was a little later in the day, and I know it made it harder, especially for like European people to join in. But hopefully the earlier time makes it a little more accessible. And there will of course be archives, but yeah, gonna do every week, every Friday, until I die. Probably take that long to get through everything. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone joining in and hanging out. Yama has done like 5 different updates of Soulcho, and like each one is like each one is like, oh damn, this is like the pinnacle for this track, and then the next one is even better. The very newest version from like 2017 is unfortunately only on YouTube, which is not great audio quality, but it's really good. Maybe I'll toss it on at the end or something. Did you didn't really change your schedule, did you? I'm trying to find, oh, I gotta do the big wheels for this little cart. This is, I think, like a kind of like a live staple as well, from back when All Japan Records were performing live as a group frequently. A lot of call and response when this track is done live. I think there's a live video of the All Japan Records performance from one of my events on YouTube. There was for a while at least. Yeah, Yama is great. He produced a track for Yuru Merumo, an idol group that like Die Tracks also works with a lot, and it's just really, really good. And I think that's the most recent thing he's done, or at least one of the most recent things he's done, is that track he produced for Yuru Merumo in like 2015, and just like still really, really good. And yeah, this is definitely like one of the signature Yama tracks and one of the really signature All Japan Records tracks. Here I am not doing my research to figure out what it's sampled from. Oh, I gotta put the little... This is maybe the most ridiculous Lego piece I've ever seen. It's got little balloon animal dogs. Come on, focus on it. Well, it's a little balloon animal dog. I'm always like, I'm one of those people who's like, I'm not like a purist or anything, but when the Lego pieces get this specialized, it starts to like feel a little bit like against the what's the phrase? Against the philosophy of Lego or whatever. But these the torsos are the exact shape to lock into those little clamps, so technically counts. I gotta make a couple balloons here. But yeah, I love all the cutting up of the sample in this, and that's one of the things that with each new version just gets more and more crazy. Yeah, like the dinosaurs that come with all the Jurassic Park sets. I'm like, I didn't really build this. I put like 3 parts together. And then this is the last track on the album, Dorif 4. I think there's 1 through 4 of this, like, this is actually the 4th iteration of this track, I think, or there might just be like 3, at least that are released. But this is like a kind of acid techno track, just really sampling the same 3 seconds from the intro to Hachi Jidayo Zenin Shugo, the comedy variety show starring Japanese like parody folk band The Drifters, which is it's one of that show and just The Drifters in general are one of the like most commonly sampled things in nerdcore, especially outside of like, you know, games and anime, that like other general Japan pop culture side of things. So much of what is sampled in that realm, it's all stuff from The Drifters. Yeah, so, and Scrum, so I'm trying to think of the timeline here. I think Scrum at this point was just Iwaki, also known as Shacho, who was the person who created and was the leader or president of All Japan Records. And I think the timeline was that Scrum was originally Iwaki and Yama, and then they split into Scrum F and Scrum R or something like that, and one of those was Iwaki and one of those was Yama, before they started using those names. But then I think this is even after that, to where Scrum was now just Scrum with no letters and was just Iwaki again, I think. Super Family is a different person, I think. This is another thing that I'm not sure about, but a lot of the time, or some of the time, Super Family is credited as Yoiya with Super Family, and like the URL of their old website was Yoiya, so I'm not sure. I think it's possibly just one separate person, Yoiya, who just is Super Family, but I'm not sure. Gonna need to refill the water. I think I need to figure out how to turn up the volume for me for the stream notifications. So maybe if I do this and then... Oh no, but that's gonna turn down for you guys. Never mind. Yeah. Sometimes if you do the like search all pages under this site thing in the Wayback Machine, you can find bits and pieces of stuff. But yeah, a lot of it is just gone, sadly. But I feel like I maybe remember that like Super Family was active out of Fukuoka, while Yama and Shacho Iwaki were still in Kitakyushu, I think. But don't quote me on that. And so I think eventually some of them relocated closer to Fukuoka or something like that. But yeah. Making a little... Oh my god! How could you do it? How could you do it? Criminal, caught in the act. How dare you? Knocking my shit down. I'm sure that's the last time that will ever happen. Gotta make sure these hot dogs are straight on the grill. I also gotta remember that this CD is about to end. I meant to talk earlier during the build-up of Odoru Keiichicho more about the CD itself, but this was, I think, All Japan's first kind of big compilation release. I think it was after some of them had moved to be in closer proximity, and this was pressed on this pressed CD, not just CDR. Thanks for tuning in. See ya, and just, yeah, thanks. What was I saying? Yeah, so they had moved in close proximity and wanted to do like a bigger project, so this was, I think, their first pressed CD, and it was like distributed in like major record stores and stuff, which is why I'm surprised that it really doesn't crop up secondhand too much. But yeah, Die Tracks on Twitter tweeted a little bit about the CD after I announced my stream, so you can check that out if you want. Really? I'm gonna grab some more water real quick. I mean, I guess a lot of the others are more hard to come by, except for like Takahashi Attack 2006. But I feel like the Triforce CD, which is not the Zelda CD, but I feel like that pops up somewhat often, relatively at least. And like I've seen Die Tracks 8-Bit Strikes Back pop up a couple times. See you, Tristan. And that's the end of that CD. Let me pull up the next one here. And yeah, so the other thing I was going to mention is that there's apparently also like a limited edition version of that CD, that the CD is the same, but it comes with like a booklet of designs and stuff from a number of different designers who were active around that time, and then I think also a bonus CDR with like, again, some like design files and I think a few fonts, stuff like that. And I've never seen that go up, so I don't actually even know what's on that bonus CDR. But yeah, now, here. Let's make this look nice. I don't want this crappy version of the album artwork that I was telling you about. Give me a second here. And I also need to update the album info on the stream, which I will get to eventually. Okay, heck it. I can't find my original cropped down front cover of this CD. I think I cropped down the full scan and then just pasted that into Illustrator and didn't actually save it on its own. Yeah, this is a really good release. Dai also tweeted about this one a little bit. He said that like it was pretty soon after Ocarina of Time came out. A couple of the All Japan guys were at one of their houses playing Ocarina of Time, and that's where they like started planning this compilation. But yeah, like right after Ocarina of Time came out. How do I crop? Frickin' Windows. Edit. Here. Just want the album art to look nice on the stream and not be a scan of when this album art, alongside a whole bunch of other album art, was featured in like a design magazine in like the mid-2000s in Japan. There's this feature of just like a whole bunch of nerdcore and J-core album covers, and for a long time that was the only version of the album art for this that was around, and so that's why that just really washed out, like not even pixelated, but you can just see the printing dots of the magazine. But yeah. So what I was gonna say is, back before Last FM kind of turned to shit, when artists could upload their own music on Last FM, All Japan Records put up a bunch of their stuff, and this album was one of the things they put up there. It was, I don't think it was like super high bit rate. It was like 192 or even worse or something. But yeah, that's where I first heard this, and then like within a couple months of that, Nebulizer gifted me a bunch of CDs, including this one. But yeah, this is a really good. This is Link to the Past, right? I'm pretty sure this is a Link to the Past remix from Ditrax. Or is this just original? I don't know. This is just the original Zelda, isn't it? Me making up shit. But yeah, they had like a dozen or so of their old releases just up in full on Last FM. And so that's one of the reasons why I started out with this one and don't have any qualms just putting the MP3s up. The little copyright disclaimer on the back of the jacket for this CD even says, like, share this and remix it as much as you like, so... In hindsight, I didn't need my camera to be up quite so high, but I was thinking about, like, because this coaster ends up being like 2.5 feet tall, so I was like anticipating that, but of course we're not gonna get anywhere near that on the first week. And yeah, I think the build of this is probably gonna be like a couple months worth of shows, probably. Considering I'm still on bag 1 and we're halfway through the stream. Yeah, I think that, you know, most Japanese people, even upon seeing that, wouldn't really tend to at least do so publicly. Really very, very little of, I'd say before like 2004 maybe, and I guess this is also just because the software wasn't there at the time, but before 2004, you know, I have never seen much evidence of any like Japanese people online sharing rips of nerdcore and even early J-core. I think some of the, because there will be, you know, in 2chan threads, there will be like, because that's all archived going back to forever, and there will be people just posting the file names and hashes for their share on like Winnie or Share or whatever, and so you can see back then like early J-core stuff being uploaded and pirated. But really, yeah, before like 2004, there was very little of this nerdcore stuff. Even once those services got popular, very few of it was showing up. Got a little pretzel cart. I could go for a pretzel. $7! Jeez. Alright, time to make the roller coaster cars? I guess they're cars. This is probably my second favorite track on the album. I think Yama Zelda is my favorite track, but this track is really good. 10-minute long from Iwaki. So I can at least confidently say I know that this is a remix from Zelda 2. Hasn't kicked in yet, but... Feels like Zelda 2, you know, Zelda 2 obviously doesn't get a lot of love as a game in general, but even the music feels like really doesn't get much love by anyone. At least from what's in my periphery. I remember one of the Mario vs. Donkey Kong, the Wii one, whatever it was called, came out, and it had some of the levels used. Let this breathe for a second. Some of the levels used remix tracks from Super Mario Bros. 2, Doki Doki Panic, and I was like, hell yeah. I love this, how it like teases what it's gonna be, and like you already know the full melody of what it's gonna be, what it's sampling, but it kind of holds out on you. Like for an almost comically long amount of time. Yeah, the village theme from Zelda 2 of all things. Got missed. Yeah. tell from the leftover pieces that I missed a tiny something on the top of this pretzel. Oh shit, I lost a pretzel. It's okay. Pretzel recovered. Okay. Hook these cars together. Get them out of the way. How many? Oh, there's only one bag too. Surprising. Yeah, I feel like All Japan is really good for like long tracks that still don't overstay their welcome. No! No! How do I ban them? Ban Slade 210-8976. Die! Got him. And yeah, thank you. I don't know if the people who did are still watching, but seriously, thank you again to anyone who followed or subscribed or this or that. I really appreciate it. Really looking forward to doing more of this. And looking forward to people, just hoping people enjoy it. And then I need 4 big green. Do I have to open multiple? I can open this one. These like separate bags with the huge pieces. Alright. I definitely feel like it took a little bit longer to kind of do all the intro and stuff today, but I'm sure that's just part of getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, I just want to be, you know, sharing all the knowledge I can, because I know there's a lot of people, you know, who have pretty recently discovered this music, and obviously I have the book, but that really, in terms of background and history, is still just scraping the surface, so. I mean, I'm happy to make that happen, and you know, so I'm gonna put, like I said, I'm gonna have the password protected folder or whatever, and you know, like, what I want for that is for it to be a way that people who want to hear this can hear it without it stepping on anyone's toes. So like, if you get it and you want someone else to check it out, that's fine. You can point them to the VOD of the episode, and you can feel free to pass it along to them, unless I say otherwise on a given week, in which case I'll have to, I'm sure, figure something else out. But yeah, just like, I like to know, or at least think that the how do I put it? That it's getting the attention that it deserves, I guess. We got Death Mountain from... So I have this labeled as Die Tracks. Is that... Yeah, I think this is actually labeled wrong. I think this is supposed to be labeled as Die Yamamoto. Die Tracks on Twitter mentioned that he used a different name for this release on purpose as a tribute or reference to someone. I didn't look up the name yet, but... Yeah, I really like this bit. Thanks for dropping by, Pinna. I think that's the first time I've said that name out loud. Because, you know, like, why would I ever... This is one, doing this, like, just putting down all these little base tiles is like one of my favorite stages of building a Lego set, just because it's really relaxing, I guess. Good. It's relaxing until you fuck it up and look like a complete fool. There. I don't think I even have notifications on for almost anything on my phone, but okay, so let me look at Dai's tweet and see exactly what he said here. Is a reference to Shigeru Miyamoto. Go figure. Well, hey, that's my proof that I'm not so big a weeb that I know the kanji for Shigeru Miyamoto's name, because I totally didn't. So yeah, this is another TKN trophy track. I don't know, this one doesn't super do it for me. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But I think just in comparison to most of the other tracks, this one's like just a little weaker for me at least. Yeah, I know nothing about production, so yeah, I definitely have no idea how they pulled off any of the cool stuff they do. There it is. I like this part. Okay, yeah, this will probably be more or less time well with finishing the second bag. I'm not sure if I'll start the third one or not. Hell yeah. Gotta get these little one tile wide things as straight as possible. interesting working on like the base of this and wondering which parts are gonna factor into the overall model. This stuff here is probably like where the track will clip in at the lowest point. Did one of these, and then I looked back and saw in the crack, oh, I have to do 7 of these. This, yeah, the Yama track, this is my favorite track. I'm probably just gonna let it play and not talk too much. It's like really low key, but I really like it. I've got an extra piece here, and I can't figure out where I missed one. Ah! There it is. Maybe I will start the next bag. Building a real roller coaster is this easy. I don't think I have. I think the only copy I've ever seen is the one I have that was gifted to me. Yeah, unfortunately the All Japan stuff just seems to be some of the hardest to come by, really. I don't know if it's just produced in very small quantities or what, but... And this is the gag. The classic gag song. The Zelda Ondo. Okay, yeah, we'll start another bag. Which is 2 bags, of course. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I either feel like it has to be the case, or I heard at some point that this was like a common track they would perform live, and I don't think I've ever seen footage of that, but I can imagine that it was like a centerpiece. They might have done this the first time they came back in like 2014, but I'm not sure. Can't remember off the top of my head right now. Yeah, I mean, it's an Ondo. Thought you were safe. And then basically the last track is Iwayama, a collaboration between Iwaki and Yama. So in other words, alias for Scrum, technically. This is also a really low-key one, but it's pretty good. They wanted to, like, make things slightly more presentable to round out the CD, rather than going out on the gag. Ow. And so this has some samples in it, and I'm not sure if they're actually pulled from a Zelda game. I've played quite a few Zelda games, but I'm not like a super expert. So once they start coming in, I'll point it out and it'll be obvious, but maybe someone can enlighten me. Looks like we're building all the like support pylons for the various parts of the track. This one goes here. Yeah, I like this when it's like continuously doing very similar things in the build, but not the exact same thing. Just like a little bit of variety. That hits those brain juice receptacles. That's the scientific term. That away from the edge a bit. Well, the cat no longer has her paws wrapped around one leg of my tripod. So that's good. Very faintly the sample is starting to come in. So is that which game is that from one of the just Zelda games, and I just don't remember it? If it's Ganon, I assume it must be like pitched up or something. But... Yeah, I mean, that's what I always assumed. And, like, maybe it's even from, like, a Japanese commercial or something. But, yeah. Glad you were able to make it, yeah. Yeah, and like for things like this, like, you know, I can sympathize with, like, if I streamed this and I was just like, okay, you gotta pay $300 to some random person if you ever want to hear that again. And I don't want to be a supporter of that kind of thing, so. Okay, which... This... Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, I will keep that. I don't want to have that audio start coming out on the stream. Yeah, I will keep that. I keep thinking, oh, we're wrapping up, but then there's still like 2 minutes left in the song. I did see those, yeah. Didn't Choco Pie buy at least one of them? Which one was the cassette one? I was pretty sure it was one that's mentioned in my book, at least. Or covered, I guess is the word. And then, yeah, it goes into the outro. Yeah, I've always thought that's a really, really solid comp. A good variety of different styles, and yeah, I really like the Yama track on it, and Zelda Ondo is always good for the meme. And a cute little outro. Oh, okay, yeah. Tokyo. Okay, so let me do this. Put on just some outro music here. I know I didn't finish this bag, but I'll finish this bag myself off stream and then start on the next bag next time. Gotta scroll through all these letters to get to the kanji to find the... Oh wait, this is wrong. Ah, shit. What am I doing? Just trying to find shit in my library. Here we go. The most recent version. No, that's not the most recent version. Okay, I guess I'm just going to YouTube for the most recent version of Soulcho. I thought I had an MP3 in my library that I stole from YouTube, but I guess not. I better do that so that it doesn't get deleted. But yeah, so let me just put this shit aside for now. I love how this opens up. Oh, I never changed the album info for the second album. Oh well. These things happen. No big deal. Okay, well, I'll just type a URL in the chat, because that'll get saved on the stream anyway. So this is where I will put the goods. It's going to take me a little bit to get them up and figure out the whole password thing, but by the end of the day, this will be a real URL, and you can go in there and let's see. Thinking of a password for this week. Sure. And so yeah, in a couple hours or so, these two releases will be up there for you to grab. I'm just gonna put them up in MP3. Someday down the road, you know, I'll have flags with 100% logs and stuff archived somewhere. But for now, I'll put up some MP3s and you can grab them from there. And yeah, right. Gotta not forget. Tomorrow morning, U.S. time, Neodash is doing a online event, J-Core Life, or J-Core Live Summer Wave, and I have a set, like, right smack dab in the middle. They put the timetable up just a couple days ago. But yeah, I did an hour-long set for this event. If you've caught any of my recent sets, I guess do this, but I'm looking over there, whatever. If you've caught any of my recent sets and seen what I've been doing with the videos, I tried to do something this time to integrate that even more. and I think it worked out okay. So it should be fun. A lot of classic J-core in my set. It has a certain theme, but I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. Check it out, and check everyone else out on that stream too, of course. Everyone should be really good. I'm editing Yorozia and Detour. And then, yeah, I'll be back every Friday. Turn down the music in my own headphones. I'll be back every Friday. I haven't decided what we're going to listen to next week yet. That's another thing I'm going to have to start remembering to incorporate is decide 2 weeks or 1 week in advance, so I can announce at the end of one stream what the next one is going to be. But I'll start doing that next week. But yeah, I'll be back here, same time, same day next week. Keep working on this. And I'll try to do something, somewhat different. Not like just another All Japan release, but something that'll be exciting to listen to and talk about. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Anyone who subscribed, followed. 94 out of 100 followers now, almost hit that goal. But yeah, I'll be back next week. I'll probably have maybe some more concrete ideas for special cool stuff to do. And thanks for tuning in. And hopefully this sound will still play when I transition away from this.
好きなんで